Welcome back to Winners on a Wednesday, where I showcase every single week live success case studies where you can see the nitty-gritty of how people are making hundreds of thousands of pounds in property. This week's episode, we've got Tina. Tina runs E&M Estates, which is a management company in Burnley, specializing in HMO management, but also is a property developer. Very, very, very successful. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down how she's making hundreds of thousands of pounds per project in her property business. You're going to enjoy this one, so stay tuned.
Generating just shy of 30 grand a year, completely passive, don't have to do anything.
It's like £500,000 profit in one deal. Do you realise that the streets of Burnley right now, Tina, are cheering you on as a property developer? These are almost like small houses.
People say, oh, you can't get 800 quid for an apartment in Burnley. You can't. Then these are huge.
Good job you've got your own building company though, because this is a big project. One of the biggest opportunities in any city in the UK are commercial buildings. Right now, I'm standing in the centre of Burnley and we are surrounded by old rundown factories, warehouses, commercial offices that are disused. Did you know that you can buy them for peanuts and convert them to residential apartments without even getting planning permission under Class MA permitted development rights? So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how commercial to residential works, how you can help the communities and make a lot of profit at the same time too. Let's go. Oh, we're just filming this building. Yeah, we bought it, but we've got permitted development to turn it into an apartment block. Yeah, bring affordable housing to the community. Yeah! Tina! Do you realise that the streets of Burnley right now, Tina, are cheering you on as a property developer? Not just making money, but also helping people. What do you think about the housing shortage in the UK, especially in Burnley as a letting agency?
In Burnley at the moment, every single let that we put on, predominantly we're getting between 30 and 60 applicants from families who are desperate for quality accommodation or any accommodation.
Rents are going mad because there's not enough houses.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not enough properties. So this property, am I right in thinking this was on, was it £500,000 it was on for?
Just under.
Just under £500,000. So you snapped it up for how much?
388.
Of course, because you're a bargain shopper. So 388 grand for the entire building. So walk us through the vision and tell us what you're doing with this and how you're going to not only create more houses and accommodation people, but also make profit from it.
So the ground floor is going to consist of 4 commercial units. This is going to be my office. This area here for the staff. We're going to break through into this basement area.
I'm going to go down into the basement right now, the pit of the basement, and maybe you can show us the potential. So what's the vision down here?
Even though upstairs looked like it were in reasonably good condition, not very much to do, we're going to remove all of this. We're going to remove the floors from all the offices, increase head height,
okay,
and have like a breakout room for staff and areas for filming, webinars.
Big vision.
High end for the staff.
It's a good job you've got your own building company though, because this is a big project. Wow.
When we purchased it, we managed to get it for 388, largely due to the fact it had dry rot, wet rot, and had been vacant for about 10 years. So no use, no income, and all it was a liability to the current owner. Couldn't afford to do any works to it. So we picked it up. We'll do a full conversion. As you can see, we put new floors in and stuff. We're hoping to hit an average of £800 per unit for each of the apartments and the 4 commercial units. We could have fit more in, but I really wanted a product that I could be super proud of at the end.
Really nice. All right, let's go look at the apartments. So that commercial unit then, it goes all the way back here.
Yes.
That's scary looking down. Damn. Is this going to be the floor here and then this is going to be an apartment?
Yeah, this is going to be apartment 1. This one's a 1-bedroom, but it's going to be a duplex. So you're going to have kitchen, living room, bedroom and bathroom upstairs.
So 2 stories.
Yes.
How are you designing all of this area then?
Where you've just walked through there will be communal to get through to the rest of the apartments. This whole space here and wrapping around the side here is apartment 2.
These are almost like small houses.
It will be, because there's going to be a staircase here going up to another bedroom and a bathroom.
That's got to be close to 100 square meters.
They are really nice apartments.
So you've
really
got
good
3
size.
bedroom apartments, big rooms as well, these are.
So you would come through the communal area back here, the staircase, and now you would enter apartment 3. So you've got another double aspect room there, kitchen.
So this is all one apartment all here?
All of this, all the way back.
You've been very generous.
Yeah.
I bet you could have got more apartments.
Yeah.
You probably made more money if you'd have got more apartments, maybe.
You cannot get a 3 and 4 bedroom property in Burnley.
Yeah.
The market is just mad for them. There's a shortage. So if we're providing something that the local people need,
Yeah.
it works for everybody.
It does.
This area here, I love this. I absolutely love it. So many windows, so much open space.
And the views are great.
These are going to end up being really, really rentable assets. I don't think I'm going to struggle. People think, oh, you can't get 800 quid for an apartment in Burnley.
I think you will.
And these are huge.
So if you're getting 800 a unit, we worked out the commercial valuation of this entire building will be how much?
We're aiming for between 1 and 1.1 million.
That means you've invested in total. How much again was it, including the refurb and everything? You're talking
Just shy of 600 grand.
200 plus 388. So yeah, you're talking just shy of 600. It's like £500,000 profit in one deal. But even if it's not, even if it's 400 grand,
Yeah.
you can still refinance and pull out all the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're left with a massive building with 8 units.
And then we're going to go again.
And then you go again.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what is permitted development rights, because this is quite new, isn't it? It came in, I think it was 2020 when they said you could turn commercial buildings into residential without getting planning permission.
Yeah, so previously you would have to get your architect's drawings and submit a full application.
And the council can just say no if they want to.
Now, if your building meets a certain criteria, if it's commercial, for example, like this was, and you wanted to keep some commercial space on the ground floor and have like a mixed-use building residential, it's automatically granted under permitted development, and as long as you hit the criteria.
Right.
So as long as you're not trying to put
light.
Yeah, natural light, space,
Yeah.
amount of apartments.
Yeah.
As long as you're not trying to push the limits too much,
Yeah.
then you
Or it's not in an Article 4 area specifically for that.
exactly.
Yeah, which this isn't. Not many areas are actually, because it's quite a new permitted development. So you didn't need planning permission to do the conversion. You did need a little bit of planning permission for the roof though, right?
Yes, I think that's because we're across from the town hall. They like to keep the town looking in a certain way.
Right.
So they've asked us to keep the stone roof.
How did you feel when you got accepted prior approval?
I was brilliant, honestly.
Were you
best
pleased?
day ever, absolutely best day ever.
So when it's all done, finished and tenanted, after you've refinanced, pulled all your money out, will the rent more than cover the mortgage payments?
Yeah, we think that it'll clear 4,000 profit each month.
£4,000 a month profit?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we've not even spoke about this little peach.
This is my favourite part of the whole lot. So this is my 1/4 acre car park, 30 spaces, generating just shy of 30 grand a year, completely passive, don't have to do anything.
Who do you rent this to?
3 solicitors firms in the town.
Wow, passive.
Yeah,
and also managing multiple units, but in one block
Yeah.
is so much simpler, isn't it?
Yeah,
And because they're going to be fully refurbished, there's not going to be really maintenance issues.
just happy tenants.
Yeah, I'm really, really pleased for you. What would be your top piece of advice for someone wanting to get into the property market?
It's going to be scary, but do it anyway. You've
Yeah.
got to take that leap. If you want to get anywhere, that first step, once
Yeah.
you've done that little bit, once you've done your first one, it's onwards and upwards from
Are you
there.
excited about coming to our event next month?
Absolutely can't wait.
If you want to learn how to buy properties just like this, why don't you join me at the Property Investors Crash Course? I'm going to show you how to find these types of properties where you can buy them and significantly push the value up. It all starts at the Property Investors Crash Course. Get booked on. I can't wait to get to know you. I'll see you there.
So we're back again now after a little over 12 months. Took a little longer with bad weather and all the jobs that we had to do. There's a big difference already from outside. When we bought the building, it was in terrible condition. As you saw last time you were here, dry rot everywhere, and you can see from the roof down to the basement. So it was a big job. I think in total we spent around the 300 mark doing it up. Purchase price 380 plus a few fees. We got a really good end value though. We got the 1.1 that we were going for. One of the smaller commercial units that we've done here. Got a marketing company moving in. Currently going to be paying 800 quid per calendar month. So I've been in the trade since I was 18. I started off at the bottom of the scale. I was a painter and decorator. The management company kind of was kind of born from there because I had my own portfolio of buy-to-lets. When I was going around doing all the work for the investors, we're saying, oh, well, if you look after yours, can you look after mine? And that's pretty much how the agency was born. And we've grown incredibly over the past 7 years. We're now one of the largest independent agencies in Burnley. I think it's all due to the fact of the quality of work that we do dish out. We have tenant and landlord best interest in mind. There were no flooring here. You could just see down to the basement. We haven't done anything with the basement because we don't know what kind of businesses we're going to move in. And then if you come through to the back, you can either use this as shop front. I imagine that they're going to put desks in here or whatever. Little WC area here. We haven't put kitchen like a sink in there at the minute because we don't know what people want. Welcome to flat 2. Come through here. So bathroom through here, kitchen through here. Tenants keep it really cool. I think the main problems for us were the structural issues. So the dry rot affected every piece of timber, every joist. The roof was a real killer on this one because it's a grey slate. It's like big stone flags are like. So 60 tonne of them, getting them off the roof, down to the ground level, and then getting them back up to put it back on. We're in a conservation area, so we had to keep the original roof. So this is cool, isn't it? We put the island in here again. Good for friends, I reckon, on a weekend. Decent sized kitchens again. We tried to do them a little above what else is on the market. Well, we didn't actually get to bring them to market, so there's no advertising material that we put out. We had a queue of people waiting before we were even finished. People were approaching us because they thought we're very prominent in town, and it's really helpful having the agency downstairs on the ground level. So any projects that we're doing, people get to know about them as and when we're doing them. So aside from my favourite apartment, but my favourite purchase ever, or part of the purchase, we've got a 32 space car park out here, which draws just short of 30 grand per year. We do have a little garage as well, which I did mention earlier, which is just here. We're just in the process of converting that into another unit to rent out now we finish this place. Instead of packing loads of bedrooms in, we tried to make all of the apartments as spacious as possible. Quality over quantity, I think. But this is one of the smaller bedrooms, I think, in this apartment. They're all doubles. Nothing small in this place. But we've got a couple more up here. So this is the last 3-bedroom one. We have full access to this one. Come in. Big living room, as big as we could make it. We decided that we were going to try and do them a little bit more high-end than what's on the market. I think that's a major factor in how they went so quickly. Figures wise, we bought at a really good price, or what I feel was a really good price, at $380 plus fees, including the car park. So the 2 3-bedroom apartments are at £1,000 per calendar month. The 2-bedroom is, I think, £25 less per calendar month at £975. The 1-bedroom is at £800. We've got all the commercial units on the ground floor achieving £800 per calendar month. All currently have leases. One has an application. 3 have leases. 1 has an application at the back, and we're just doing the garage. So in total, we're somewhere around the £10,000 per calendar month with the car park. I've got a business partner on this, Ryan Morgan. We've worked on projects like this for clients, but this is one of the larger projects that we've done for ourselves, for our own portfolio. So yeah. The higher levels were the worst ones because the roof was leaking. All the floors new, all the timber joists new, all the roof new, everything. So it was a big old job that we took on. Not gonna lie, it took us a little bit longer. So we've got bathroom in here. I'm all into keeping buildings, how they're meant to look, and keeping the original features where we can. We weren't allowed to keep any of the features. We wanted to do this like a little more industrial style. This was the only thing that the planning department would let us keep. Insulation everywhere and EPC values, obviously. This one being the biggest out of the 3 here. Love this. Well, this one is the largest commercial unit. So I've got the main office for E&M here. My little office there, if you want to have a look in here, I'll take you in. Cool little lighting features and stuff just to make it look extra special. We established a company 7 years ago. We've moved 3 times now just because we needed that extra room, extra growth. We've been doing exceedingly well since we started. So yeah, hopefully now we won't need to move again because we've got loads of space. Going to build like a fancy office like I've got next door. Through there you've got a little kitchen area, a little WC. Really cool little space here for all the guys to come down in the morning for morning meetings, brainstorming and just generally figuring out ways to make things work for people. So the location of this has worked really, really well for us. We're right across from the town hall. We're connected really closely with all the local businesses. It really helps having the office here. We get heavy foot traffic. Everybody knows where we are. I love my job. I love working with tenants. I love working with the investors. I love working with all of the people who I get to meet on a daily basis. But I have freedom of choice now. I can choose to work on some projects. I can choose to work on projects for investors. You just have a lot more options available to you. So yeah, I would definitely say that property is the way to go. It's the only place that I put my money in here. We got a tenant pretty much straight away as soon as we bought the building for this one. So she came to us when we very first bought the building and said, oh, I'd love to move my business in. Can we work together? We'll take it from you. We'll rent it off plan. So this is the last unit that we've got currently under application. Pretty much the same size. It's slightly bigger than the one that I showed you first on the front. I've gained a lot of the experience I have through working with the investors and the people who come to me for business. No 2 days are ever the same. And I'm really, really fortunate because I get to work with a whole host of people. I've worked with so many members from Samuel Leeds Academy. They're always really fun to work with. Get some great plans, great designs. We get to do really exciting building works for them. So super knowledgeable as well. So they're a much easier clientele to work with. The last part of this, we weren't really going to do anything. I think we were just going to use this place as storage for the building company. But I don't know, we just thought it's a bit of a waste really. So we're going to convert it. We've put some bifold doors on it. We're going to put a new roof on it. We'll kit it out inside, make it a usable space for somebody. So when we completed the project up the road there, we did the refinance, and then almost immediately, as soon as we did the refinance, this came. The upper 3 floors at auction. I was in Thailand at the time on holiday, frantically searching for the vendor so we could do a deal on the ground floor. Purchased the upper 3 floors through the auction, private sale for the ground floor. The total cost 305. Again, I bought this with my business partner Ryan. He's going to be doing the majority of the work on this. If you want to come back and see it when we're in progress, you're more than welcome to. Everybody can do this. I think values are important in this industry. Just approach everything so there's a win-win solution for everybody, tenant, investor. Get some training, learn your trade, learn your figures, make sure you know what your end goal is going to be and what you're going to take from it. Avoid all these disasters that you see everywhere. I think if I can do it, everybody can do it. And there's some really cool people out there who can, help you along the way.
Do you have a mentor? Do you have someone guiding you, showing you? Would you like one? I'm happy to be that mentor. It all starts at the Property Investors Crash Course. So if you'd like to come and spend a day with me and my team, tickets are just £10, link in description. And when you arrive, I'll give you a physical copy of one of my best-selling property investment books in your hand as part of the £10. So basically, the Crash Course is free. I'll see you there. Get booked on, as spaces are very limited.